On this episode of English Win, we're going to go over figurative definitions and literal definitions. So one day I was teaching a class, and a student said, when I asked them, "Do you play any sports like soccer?" he said, "No, I'm no spring chicken, you know." Now this made me laugh. The student looked to be about 25, 26. I later found out he was 40 years old, but he looked in his 20s. And when someone says, "I'm no spring chicken," that might sound confusing to you. Well, why? You'd think, okay, so spring, the trees are just starting to come out, the snow's going away, and then chicken, that's a bird. We eat it to make delicious dinner. You know, chicken. So why is this person saying he's not a chicken? We already know that. Well, what's happening is spring chicken is an idiom. And spring chicken, we already know the literal definition. Spring is like early in the year, and chicken is a bird. Now, that's the literal definition, what the words actually mean if you look them up in the dictionary. But idioms also have a figurative definition. So spring can be a symbol for being young, and chickens run around outside. And sometimes they can get pretty fast. So he's saying, I'm no spring chicken. That means I'm no young person who can move really well. I'm older. And since he was in his 40s, he was right. Even though I still think it's a little bit funny, because 40 isn't too old. You can still play soccer when you're 40. I think there are some pro soccer players that have done it in their 40s. So anyway, the figurative definition is just what the words mean as if they are a symbol. When you look at the qualities in the definition of that word, those qualities are applied in a different sense. So spring chicken means someone that can move well, someone who's young. Because spring is early in the year, it means youth. Let me give you another example of figurative and literal definitions. The ball is in your court. Now this comes from basketball. The ball, that's a round thing you play with, and court, that's where you play basketball. When the ball is in your court, that means you're playing basketball. That's the literal definition. But the figurative meaning means the ball is in your court. That means you have the ball and you have to make a choice about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. So the ball is in your court figuratively means it's your turn to figure out what you're going to do. The choice is yours. Another one, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Now you may have pushed a shopping cart or driven an old car, and when you turn the cart or turn the wheel, you hear this squeaky sound. And when you listen closely, you'll notice that squeaking sound comes from one wheel. Now people make the squeaking sound go away by adding grease or an anti-squeaking solution or fluid to the wheel. In America, we use WD-40, which is a chemical to make the sound go away. And so, the squeaky wheel gets the grease makes sense if you're driving a car or pushing a shopping cart at the supermarket. But sometimes you hear that phrase used in places where there are no cars and there's no wheels. And so what does it mean then? Well, the squeaky wheel, that squeaking is a symbol for talking, for making noise. So the person who has a problem and makes noise about it tends to get attention from somebody who maybe can help them fix that problem, or they might get a solution. So if you raise your hand because you have a question and say, "I have a question," I'm more likely to call on you so you can ask me the question and I will answer it. Meanwhile, someone else, maybe a lot of other people, other someone else's, they might have questions. But if they don't ask the question, I'm not going to answer. So the squeaky wheel gets the grease figuratively means the person who makes the most noise or even complains is going to get the attention from somebody who can respond to that situation and maybe make the problem go away. So that's it for my definition of literal versus figurative definitions. Subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. And if you're wondering if you've seen this before, this is a reshoot. The last time I did a video on this, it was out of focus. I didn't like it. You deserve better than that. Anyway, Check out some other videos I recommend up here, and I will see you later. Keep winning, English winners.